on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. It is the 31st day of July 2024. It's officially the end of the 7th month of the year. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. You are welcome to the newspaper review, where we get to dissect most of the stories that are making major headlines on some of the major dailies that we have this morning. My name is Uche Okorie. Good morning to you. And of course, it's a full house today. Yes, the ladies are back in the house. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Uche. How are you doing, citizens? Good morning. Hope you rested well. My name is Toluwasha Kinwumi. How are you doing, Tomi?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Good morning, Uche. Good morning, Toluwasha. How are you doing? Hope you're great. Hope you're good.
I mean,
everything is fine.
After the whole news about the whole Yeka win and then us playing her song again just got to me, but hey.
Shake out of it.
Yeah.
Well, she she's a legend. She an amazing actress, an amazing, beautiful singer. All in all, an activist as well.
Yes,
so she was all in all a full-time legend, and she would definitely be missed. Well, 31st day of July, but most people's eyes are focused on one day and one day only, which is the 1st of August. And so many things have happened over, since yesterday, day before yesterday. We've seen traditionalists come out to warn people in different areas. We've seen non-state actors, touts, thugs, come to the streets to also warn in the markets, actually, videos of them in the market. We've seen the police, put vehicles on Eagle Square. We've seen different things all against August 1. One thing I do not understand is why there's so much, tense air around this particular day. And I hope everything goes smoothly. I hope Nigeria makes everything go smoothly and we do not have to, worry about something else after August 1. Let it just be a smooth ride. Tomorrow should just come peacefully and move peacefully, That's all I hope for, basically.
Yes, we all hope for that. We all hope for peace and serene in the country tomorrow. And the funny thing is that Nigerians and the government actually rolling out things that we ought to have seen earlier. You approving things. 50, I saw something of 50,000 are approved for one particular thing, and I saw that they reduced bag of rice.
Yeah, there's a particular
40,000 naira. And Nigerians, I always go through comments. I always read comments. I'm one of the. If you're a comment reader, just raise up your hand wherever you are, because I'm definitely a comment reader. And I saw people lamenting and saying, "Why now? Why didn't you do it before? Why didn't you do it earlier? Why is it now?" So you can do this thing within how many seconds? You can approve these things within how many seconds? But I just want Nigerians to say that you're not doing your job before you come out to say that you can actually do what you want to do. And talking about not doing jobs and everything, it's very sad. It's very disheartening. I'm going to be diving a little bit because it's still Nigeria. That the Paris Olympics has begun.
Oh, yeah.
And
true.
Nigerian athletes are in Paris. And unfortunately, news broke out that someone that is responsible for actually registering an athlete in a particular event did not register a name. When these athletes don't do a lot of things to actually qualify to participate or compete in these competitions, and because of one person's negligence, one person's inability to actually do your job right, you have just one job to do: register these athletes according to how they want to participate in that particular games. But you did not register. She was very disheartened. She came out to say that my name was in on this list and I put it I fought for this, and I know this particular athlete because I always follow her. I always go to all the meets. I always watch all the meets she goes. She put in everything she had to do, and unfortunately she came out yesterday to say her name wasn't there.
Yeah, she was also missed the last Olympic.
Yeah, 14 athletes missed the last Olympics, and one of the athletes has gone back to US to participate, and she's competing for the US team.
And they couldn't do anything. Nothing could be.
Couldn't do anything.
Well, hopefully, I think she still has an opportunity of competing in 100 meters.
Do you think she qualified for 3?
She was even the champion when she qualified.
It's just you saying that you work your butt to get this thing, and because I qualified for 3 or 4 positions, and
you now meet me for one. rough.
It doesn't.
It's
I
rough.
don't think,
Especially
I
the
don't
one
think,
where you were the champion.
Exactly. I
You
don't
know,
think
so-
because so that is me saying that people are not doing that, and people should be accountable for the. If someone is accountable for this thing, then the next person coming on sees to know that my head will be going down if I don't do the right thing.
Consequences, you know.
Exactly.
Once there are consequences
We
of
need-
actions.
Exactly. We need accountability. We need consequences of action. And let me now go back to the government and everything. I'm saying that we're not giving approvals to something that we should have given approvals to. Until Nigerians are saying they want to protest, who are the people that are supposed to do this? Who are the person in charge of this? Accountability, consequences heads need to go down. If you know that you can do this within a short period of time and you don't do it, it doesn't. I just feel it doesn't cut for it. And yeah, quick one. And tomorrow is August 1st, the most anticipated, will I say, day or month in Nigerians. This particular, I hope that your properties' lives are safe. Just please, in case it doesn't go on, in case it holds on, know that there will be bad eggs amongst the good ones. So please make sure your properties, your lives are safe. If you are, like the 2020 NSAS protest that happened, people looted a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
And you don't want to lose. You don't want to fall victim of that. So please guard your properties, guard your lives, guard everything that means there to you. In case it is, we never can say anything can happen. Just please make sure you are safe around you.
Definitely, please make sure you are safe. Remember, you can be part of the conversation. You can get to share your thoughts this morning on the newspaper review. You can get to share your thoughts about things that caught your attention in the papers, and one of the ways for you to do that is if you can send us a WhatsApp message or a regular text message on 0907 224 5018 0907 224 5018. You can also call us up in the studio so we can get to hear you on 0700 1021 1021 0700 1021 1021. We are live on Facebook at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM. We are live on YouTube at iImpact 102.1 FM, and you can follow us on all our social media handle on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok at iImpact 102.1 FM. Let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we will go into the papers in full. Don't go nowhere.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
14 minutes past 7 a.m. this time on iImpact Radio 102.1 FM. In case you just joined us, you are joining at the right time. It is time for the newspaper review on iImpact Radio, and we're moving straight in to the Guardian newspaper this morning, and it leads with this one: real estate, slow injustice system compounds investment uptake, 100 billion naira loss yearly. Real estate, slow justice system compounds investment uptake, 100 billion naira loss yearly. It leads with the graphics of so many things for you to understand why it got to that particular figure of 100 billion naira loss yearly. But when it comes to real estate in Nigeria, I've always felt like Nigerians' real estate is some sort of a funny market, basically, because I get to see houses, some sort of houses, and you see it's cost as much as maybe $2 million or something like that. And you see maybe a house in the United States where, they use the dollars and all. And you see a house worth $1.5 million looking like a mansion, and you're wondering, how would I be willing to invest $1.5 million dollars in the Nigerian real estate market when I can invest it outside there and I get something much more amazing? Honestly speaking, Nigerian real estate, many times I think it's overpriced. We get to see houses that are not worth the amount which they just put on it. You see a house, maybe something like a detached house, probably in the eyebrows of Lagos, and the amount you hear is just one ridiculous amount, something about 400 million naira. For goodness sake, I'm wondering where the rest of us in Lagos will live at the end of the day. And this thing is not only happening in the eyebrow areas. Once you go into the internal areas now, it is also happening. You go into the internal areas, you go to the Ikorodu areas, those suburbs that we felt we're suburbs and good and cheap enough for people to live, are getting way too expensive too.
What you're paying for is not
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
The agents, most especially the agents, those are the major problem of real estate in Nigeria.
When it comes to house hunting, that's another different thing.
Let's not go there. That's a different ball game. That's a different ball game on that one. So just below this one, we see Ohaneze faction knocks Obi over endorsement of protest. You want to find out about that? Page 3 of the Guardian newspaper has that one for you. Beside that one, empowerment. Yobe gives 8,780 women 5,300 goats to boost employment. I don't know why you're smiling, Tolu.
You looked at me but hey.
Okay, I just remember the last time for goats.
I know,
yeah. So
right.
okay, good. Anyways, news is on page 30. I beg your pardon, of the Guardian newspaper. Beside that one, FG wants protesters, declares custodial centers red zones. The news of that one is on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Beside those stories there, we see empty ATMs as threats to CBN's cashless policy. You want to find out about that editorial, you need to go look at the Guardian newspaper. Why they feel empty ATMs is a threat to cashless policy. Beneath that one, tension has joined security force parade Ibadan. You want to find out why they are parading? Go get Guardian News. Page 5 has more of that story for you. Air Arik kicks as Nama grounds aircraft over 2.5 million debt. $2.5 million debt, that is. So go find out about that one on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. And finally, address Nigerians reshuffle cabinet to starve off protest. Ex-SGF tells Tinubu. That news is also on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Go check it out in case you want to read more. And that's all we can take on the Guardian this morning.
And moving on to the Punch, we have right here on the front page, hardship protest, security agencies occupy Abuja venue as IG organizers disagree. Again, hardship protest, security agencies occupy Abuja venue as IG organizers disagree. We have one rider here. It says, soldier, police in show of force nationwide. Court restricts Lagos protest into 2 venues. So that you can find on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. Also, we have right here at the top, the fuel crisis may end as vessels berth in Lagos. You can find that on page 28. And below that, referendum, Yoruba Nation agitators writing reminder to Tinubu, says Igodalo. You can find that also on page 19. Just little news right here on the Punch newspaper. But hey, if you want to read more, you can just get that this morning.
0700-1021-1021 0700-1021-1021 is the number to call, or you can send us a text message or a WhatsApp message on 0907-224-5018 in case you want to talk about any of the stories that caught your attention this morning. And yes, I'll move on to the Vanguard newspaper. The major story on the front page of the Vanguard says a protest organizers list convergence points for rallies. Organizers list convergence points for rallies. You can read that on page 5 of the newspaper. We have riders to that particular story. The first one, Falano Adegburuwa, NBA to lead meeting with IGP. IGP orders DIGs, AIGs, CPs to provide protection for protesters. Courts restrict protests in Lagos to freedom. Peace packs. Courts restrict protests in Lagos to freedom. Peace packs. This right that I took, they say IGP orders DIGs, AIG CPs to provide protection for protesters. I think that's what in a developed country, in a democratic country, that's what they actually ought to do for the citizens. And yes, seeing this, I saw it yesterday, and I was like, okay, this is actually a very good one. Coming from the IGP. And let me move on. We have a thinking. Not bad government. Says Presidency. Federal government declares prisons red zones. Warns against attempted violations. Remember the answers. Some of the prisons were broken down and no prisoners actually escaped. So they are saying now this is a red zone. If you come, whatever you see is what you take. It is a red zone, and said that once against accepted violations. Banks, others ask workers to be vigilant as ASSBIFR expresses concerns. Enters orders must not recall, says Anglican primates beg security agencies. Everyone is very scared of that particular one, and that's why I guess most people are so agitated with what is going to be happening tomorrow. Respond promptly to Nigerians' demands. Catholic bishops tell Tinubu. ACF rejects planned protest. Says 10-day shutdown counterproductive. Also, why Tinubu can't stop peaceful protest, says Secondos. LP Lagos Patriots pull out of protests. LP Lagos Patriots pull out of protest. You can read that on page 13 of the newspaper. And yes, above the nameplate of the Vanguard, it says Nigerians money light price drops to $79 per barrel, lowest in 7 weeks. Page 19 has the full details to that particular headline. Federal government hands over 400 CNG kits to transporters in 4 states. Federal government hands over 400 CNG kits to transporters in 4 states. Page 20 has a story. Federal government suspends duty on rice, flour, other essential food items. Federal government suspends duty on rice, flour, other essential food items. Page 35 has the full details in that particular one if you're interested. Learn from Kenya's bitter experience, Bishop warns. Learn from Kenya's bitter experience, Bishop warns. Page 8 has a story, and I think I saw this one, and Nigerians are saying that is Kenya, this is Nigeria. We are not Kenyans, and they are not Nigerians. So I don't think that you should compare us with Kenya.
Different pot of soups,
yes.
Different.
Exactly. We have a good
different pots of soups. Exactly. So it has. We might have similar issues. Similar proteins might be inside,
yes,
but hey, different tastes, different variety.
Exactly. So let's move over to Jakonde lecture. Publishers, editors, others point way forward to media survival. Page 8 has a story if you're interested in that. TED Fund laments varsities monthly 400 million naira electricity bill. TED Fund laments varsities monthly 400 million naira electricity bill. We talked about this particular one. I can't remember last week or last 2 weeks. I can't really remember. It is a lot of money.
I remember this story where we saw the students were planning on protesting for, and we also saw the one where they said the universities altogether, about 9 of them were paying about 2 point something billion monthly
for light.
Wow.
Light is a necessity in school. It is a necessity.
Honestly, as a student, if you do not have power in your hostels, if you don't have power in classrooms and all that you're facing big issues, because
it's a major issue when in universities.
It is,
especially federal.
I remember then in school, if you're in forms, we know that it will not light. We already know that it will not be light.
It was a Nigerian thing before.
In our school, because they say that they always spread the wires.
So
I was about to say that just now.
That's why it's a Nigerian thing.
I'm like, are you kidding?
So in school, there, when someone put on generator, you plug your extension box.
True.
On the extension block, you plug on that station
It
block.
leads
But
a long line. Yeah.
It's terrible for us to have the same experience.
It's a Nigerian thing. We don't even have to go to the same school or the same. We know the issues in different states. It's the
it can be
same
very
thing.
weird.
You know,
It can be
so.
very weird. So them paying this amount of money, it is very, very, very disheartening. And yet, Third Fund, Third Fund is the one that always disburses funds.
Funds, yeah,
Yeah,
to schools.
So I can understand their lamentation right now. You can read that on page 9 of the newspaper. And the sports corner of the Vanguard says IOC sacks suspended Nigerian boxer from Games Village. IOC sacks suspended Nigerian boxer from Games Village as CAS confirms suspension. This is very disheartening. You can read that on the sports page of page 36. And yes, quickly, let me just take this one, Mr. and Mrs. It says, Mr. says, I'm sorry, darling. My job, I don't know if that's the first one. My job entails moving around a lot. I'm a field worker. Okay. Mrs. says, that is not an excuse. Even field marshals spend quality time with their families.
It's all about spending time with family now, yeah.
Yes, it is. And that's all I have on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
Remember, you can still be part of the conversation only if you send a WhatsApp message or regular text message to 0907-224-5018, or you can call 0700 1021 1021. We're going to take some of your messages, but before that, let's just see what the Daily Trust has for us. Just one story, then we'll go straight into your messages. It says organizers meet IGP, insist on streets protest. Organizers meet IGP, insist on streets protest. It has two writers to that particular story. It says FG declares custodial centers red zone, and the second one says Tinubu needs support to actualize policies, and that's according to the Vice President Shettima. Page 4 of the Daily Trust has that story for you this morning. That's all on the Daily Trust.
And we have a couple of messages here. Like we said, if you want to join the conversation, call 0700-1021-1021 or send a text message or WhatsApp message to 0907-224-5018. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, for your good work. Namdi Oye from Ogba. It says, on the federal government telling Nigerians to be patient first before the proposed mass protest takes place. The president was asking Nigerians to be patient with his administration before embarking on peaceful protest across the nation because of high cost of petroleum products, transport, high cost of food stocks, hunger, suffering, poverty, and insecurity. This same president did not get patient up to 6 months of his administration with the mercy of an average Nigerian poor worker, so that he will put a good measurement in place to cushion the effect of his oil subsidy removal and the floating of the naira on the poor masses before the president remove oil subsidy and devalue the naira that is causing this untold economic hardship, which is now threatening every household in this country. Nigerians have suffered enough under this democracy since 25 years ago. Wow, this is a lot. As our last I think it was yesterday also. Yesterday also, there was someone, I've forgotten the particular name, was saying that we should just have more patience with the president. We'll keep waiting, but there's going to be a time whereby we cannot do this anymore. We have more here. Good morning, High Impact Radio. On the issue of nationwide protest scheduled for tomorrow, our government leaders and the political leader are the ones that are igniting the spirit of crisis. Can you imagine the statement from the Niger Delta leader yesterday that he will give violence to protester Wutu? Is supposed to be arrested. Same thing is applicable to those Lagosians political figure that are distracting market settings yesterday with unnecessary threatening statements. Our police force and armed force have lost their integrity and are being controlled by our corrupt politicians. I advise Tinubu to reverse major policy that brings this country to this economic hardship, most especially the removal of fuel subsidy, increased in electricity tariff, provide security-friendly environment for the entire citizens. That is from John Amodu from Simawa, Ogun State. And then lastly, we have here, good morning, High Impact. Honestly, I am not comfortable with the so-called repentant Boko Haram members because the heart of man is highly deceptive. What form of assistance have the claimed radicalized gang members rendered to the country in combating the menace, and how come the insurgency isn't abating at all? Even with their everyday repentance and re-radicalization, let's be very careful. Oh. This is from Joseph Ayo from Lambe.
Well, various messages, so many people sharing their thoughts, and you can also be part of those sharing their thoughts if you send us a WhatsApp message or a regular text message on 0907 224 5018, or you call us up on 0700 1021 1021. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we have an in-house analyst where we get to discuss some of the stories that made headlines this morning. Don't go nowhere.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Hey, cash flash time.
Now money time, oh.
If you not play,
now you lose, oh.
But if you not come win today,
you fit win tomorrow.
Yes, so this na high cash flash where you fit win a wolf money brekete. Just dial star 347 star 972 hash. Select your urban station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Then go sama you code where you fit use buy ticket for 500 naira pere. And not forget say the more you buy ticket, the more chances you get to hammer better money. To play and more to win, you fit also visit our website for highcashflash.com. Time now money.
Oh yeah, dial star 347 star 972 hash to enter the high cash flash.
You see this money?
Last, now we go chop am.
High Cash Flash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
So you just won yourself 25,000 naira.
Whoa!
Amazing! Juliana, did you play a certain game to win money during the course of this month?
Yes, I played.
You played, Juliana. How many times did you play?
I played once.
You played once and you won, Juliana! Woo! Do you know how much you're walking away with?
How much?
25,000 naira. For your 500 naira that you played, 25,000 naira, honey.
Oh my goodness, yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday was your birthday! Yesterday was my birthday too! This is so much fun! Congratulations, Juliana. I'm super happy for you. This is the perfect birthday gift.
Yes.
Now you've got 25,000 naira in the bag.
Congratulations to myself.
Congratulations to yourself. I like that spirit, Daniel.
High Cash Flash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly. Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information,
Call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
26 minutes before 8 a.m. right here on our Impact Radio 102.1 FM. It is the newspaper review where we get to talk about most of the stories that made headlines on some of the major dailies this morning. Remember, you can also be part of the conversation simply if you call us up on 0700 1021 1021 or send us a regular text message or a WhatsApp message on 0907 224 5018. We have with us today this morning our in-house analyst. He is a political analyst. His name is Sheson Okwade. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Richard. Good morning, Tommy. The UC Square.
Yes.
And good morning to all our listeners across the globe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wednesday morning, the last day of the month of July. Glad to be here.
Okay, it's glad to have you here too. Straight to it, everyone is expecting August 1 tomorrow. It's on everybody's mind. It's on the government's mind. It's on the citizens' mind. It's on the security agencies' mind. But we saw so many things happening for the past 2 days. We've seen, political people come out on the street. We've seen thugs come out on the street. We've seen traditionalists come out on the street. Some were even laying curses and saying people shouldn't come out to protest. Is it too much for people to want to, do their basics, their civic duty as citizens? Should we be having so much, rancor and anti-protest against protest, where we see people protesting against the protest? Should we be having this much rancor over a protest?
Well, thank you very much, Uche. I have this to say that when I saw what happened in the last 2 days, I asked myself, protest to not protest. People are coming. You're saying, please don't protest, but some people are protesting. And I asked myself that in as much as personally, I know it's the civil right or constitutional right of everyone to express their mind. But because of past antecedents, whether you want to speak from the part of the government or the part of the citizens, what we have actually faced, I'm not a supporter of we having protest. I'll give you a little example. I'm sure you saw what went viral yesterday with the student of Federal College of Technology, Akoka. Just on the aspect of we don't want this provost, we want this provost, and end up destroying things. It started peacefully with the aim of let's express our mind that these are the wrongdoing the so-called management has been doing. And it ended up with people coming to destroy vehicles of people that have actually come with a peace accord. And that is always my fear. The security agency now came up to disperse that. You can imagine if in the process we have students who could not withstand the tear gas, or in the process other things happen, you'll be losing innocent life. Or something that's actually my concern, and I think that's the concern of most people. If we add the security agency, up to the task to protect the protesters in making sure that even if you claim that you don't want protest, okay, these ones are going peacefully. Nobody's actually saying attacking them or doing anything. Pass your comments, submit whatever you need to submit to the government, because a lot of us do protest via every platform where we are. But my concern is that you will always have hijackers. At this time, I don't want to say hoodlums. Even the civil people too. People that you thought should know better. The way and manner some will now come, hiding under the pretense of protest. When you say something is peaceful, you can just take a walk and not even abuse or do anything. But you see people coming with those languages, different inciting words that will actually provoke and that's my concern. I'm not saying everybody is feeling the fight. There is no one, even the so-called I am mighty are feeling the fight. But I will always say that this, and I will tell you, for a very long time, it's not been like this. It's very loud. Everybody knows that there is what we call protest coming up, and people are fully prepared for it. And that's why you see government moving up and down. Like some of us will say, why are we always reactive to things and not active? We should have done a lot of things. As you're speaking to you, look at the long queues
at the filling stations.
Friday to get my fuel. I know what it cost me yesterday. This is not issue of, we are even buying at high cost. So we have to spend productive hours in getting the fuel. Yesterday it took me about 1 hour 47 minutes before I could queue and get fuel at a very exorbitant price. Secondly, on Friday, it took me about 3.5 hours. Those are productive time that we can always put into some of the things we need to do. And as we say, government should try as they know what to do. Why do you wait till when people want to go on the street before you start reacting and responding to things? So my personal view, Uche, is that because the law enforcement agency cannot cage the misdoing of some people when they get to the field, I'm not in support. Not because of NSAS. I can tell you that happened yesterday shows that every peaceful protest will always end in that manner. Some of us have been part of Student Representative Council in time past, and we know that we always have this peaceful protest to pass our message, whether the manifest. We are not that destructive. But this generation, pardon me, any little thing they look at, they just feel you that you are driving on the road, you are not feeling the pain, and the next thing is to go after you. That's not the way it is, and that is my fear. But I feel that government has gotten the message, if you asked me, of the impending issues that they need to address. And I think they said they are, but we are, people like us have said, some of the approach are not things we are actually looking up from them to do. You don't give us palliative, we don't need it.
True.
What we need is to work on security.
True.
Let people be able to travel and do what they are supposed to do, create the enabling environment for businesses to succeed, work on the indices that are safe in terms of inflation, in terms of interest rate, for people to have access to funds. We don't need those palliatives that you are sharing, this transferring of money. If that must be done, can you do that directly to individuals? Can you have reliefs for businesses? They've done some, but can we have more? Because businesses are bleeding, and it's difficult for the SMEs, which should be the middle tier, to absorb some of the shock that we are currently faced with. These are just my own, not sharing rights, not sharing money, and all the things that we are saying that is not even getting to the main people that need it. And those are the people that will actually ferment the issue when you actually call out for protest.
Oh, definitely. I feel you on that. And true, most times so many people are moved by emotions when it comes to the protest. Some people, it might turn out people intentionally want to be peaceful, but a few persons will be moved by emotions and do something else, which we do not want in the country. And also, you also talked about the government reacting itself, proacting, and which is why you get to see some of the things they are doing now in terms of palliatives, in terms of things they are sharing, which is not exactly what we want at the moment. But some of the things that has happened, and we get to hear some people say who are pro-government say yes, they are not only pro-government, even so many Nigerians feel like the protest is already working in a way, because we are seeing government shelving out some certain plans to actually cushion some effect. One of those plans, which includes some of those palliatives, of course. We also seen the National Youth Investment Fund being brought out. We've seen the NNPC also bring out job applications. Just yesterday we saw the Senate President going to the nine NDDC states to share say there's going to be like a 50,000 naira remuneration to about 10,000 youth. And you also said something about this generation of people, not faking things the same way the past generation took them in terms of protest, that this generation is a bit, let's say a bit angrier, something like that, allegedly. Anyways, do you think maybe because there is no trust anymore, because they've seen in the past that yes, past generations, they come out to protest, the government make promises and they do not, at the end of the day fulfill these promises, and now we've seen that these people are clamoring to say, okay, we want to come protest, and now government are rolling out these palliatives, these things to cushion. What if they do not trust that the government will actually keep the end of the bargain this time again? How can we be sure that we can trust the government to keep their own end of the bargain, even with the things that they are rolling out now?
Uche, truth be told, there is serious trust deficit. That I can tell you for free. If any of the government tell you good morning, average Nigerian, more than 97% of them want to peek through the window or possibly open their door, step out and confirm that it's indeed money. Because we've seen several instances with past administration, current one, not speaking up to even part of the things I've said is that, you see, we have 3 tiers of government, but everybody seems to be concentrated, and that's part of my worries. I remember when one of my friends, Taiwo, would always say, how many of us have actually the activities of the state? As we speak, of us journalists have requested for the budget of local government, even when you frame them.
Are you there? Hello? Hello? So sorry, the network was acting up on that one. We will do our best to, try to get him back for the remaining few minutes. We have less than 3 minutes to actually talk to him, but we'll do our best to try to get him back. And the point I was trying to, we're trying to make is this: we see constantly past years. I think we have him back now. Good morning, sir. Are you here with us, sir? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I think the network dropped.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that. We acknowledge that we have so many things at the center, but it's high time people to start engaging the state, local government. So many things at this people of the federal government that when you roll out things like this, can we have monitoring teams to build the trust that people have actually lost in government? Those are areas I feel we need to start addressing. No, we have seen increased allocation to the states, and most states are not even moving, even with the increased allocation. Most states, we are not seeing the development that is expected to make even the business. Rather, we see more burden being created on the people, businesses, and people around. So I think we should start considering those other areas and not just concentrate our power at the center. We should look at how we should engage our state government, engage our local government area. I saw a video that went viral of a local government in this state where people are actually, trading words of how they are misappropriating funds. And this is the same local government that we fought for the autonomy. What becomes of an average citizen, even with the autonomy that? So you discover that government needs to up their game in area of punishing some of the people that there are no consequences for wrongdoing, and that's why everybody lobby. Now the only profession everybody wants to become is politician. Those days is considered for people that are actually not doing anything. But these days, it's now the paramount thing that because of the largesse people enjoy from being a politician. So government must rise up to the responsibility of making sure that there are consequences for wrongdoing, most essentially in the area of misappropriation of funds. When you even disseminate or give directive of disbursement of some of these things, follow through to even be transparent enough in such a way that you can earn the confidence of the citizens that you are actually leading. Otherwise, we will continue to be moving around the same thing. Once you tidy up the aspect of this protest and we are able to win it all, the next thing you will see is people not. The next thing you will see is people not. They will go back to their domain and do what they promised not to do. They will not be fulfilling that again. But it's high time we all look at areas to make sure that we have the act of the citizen, very dear to us, because this country, businessmen, students, everyone, I don't want to go in the aspect of non-employment of the youth that are currently graduating. Some are underemployed. You go to school, go through a lot of rigorous things to get your education, and you come out and you collect stipends that cannot even take you to the bus stop, not about taking you home. These are areas that the government needs to concentrate on if we must move forward. And enough of this greedy attitude of our leaders. We all believe in this country, and we know we have all the resources it entails to make Nigeria great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much, sir. And I think that's the best way for us to leave it this beautiful morning, Mr. Sheson Okunade. Thank you so much for your insight today, and I wish you a beautiful day ahead, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. The best of the day. Let everyone please stay safe, and let's protect that which we have, so that the few resources we have will not be diverted to repair or reproduce that which we should be enjoying. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Fine words to leave it there. Well, it's always a beautiful insight whenever we have Mr. Sheson talking about Nigeria and talking about things that are happening in the country. And it's also always beautiful to get your thoughts. And that's why we're reading this one. And it says, the so-called palliative are propaganda and are shared among APC supporters. I ask a question. Have you seen any benefactors of this palliative? Let Tinubu forget about political difference and be focused on the welfare of the entire citizens. Most of us have been paying tax for more than 20 years now, but has nothing to gain from it. But has not gained anything from the government. Rather, we survived in the environment of survivor of the fittest.
That's from Amodu John.
Yeah, that's John Amodu's message. One last one here says, Morning High Impact FM. How come the police quickly got intelligence about foreigners trying to infiltrate the proposed protest, but they haven't been receiving intelligence about kidnappings, killings, and terrorists terrorizing the country? President Tinubu should restore fuel subsidy just like ex-President Jonathan did when Tinubu, Tunde Bakare, Baba Deboye, etc. protested regularly against Jonathan from 2012 upwards. President Tinubu should behave like a Democrat and not like a military man. Nigerians don't need palliatives because they are just propaganda. Since APC government has been talking about palliative, has any of you in the studio received anything yet? He's asking us actually. Anyways. Well, he said, I haven't received any palliatives. None of my relatives and friends has received any palliative. This is Victor Anya from Ogba. Well, huge question, yeah?
Yeah, I would say, well, for maybe an extended family that I'm not aware of. But to my knowledge, personally, I don't think any of my family or anybody I know of, like I said, extended, I don't know of.
Yeah.
I've actually accepted. But personally,
how many of it going? How many of it will reach all Nigerians?
Well, the last time I asked about palliative, the analyst told me maybe I need to walk into the sides of Sambisa. To find out, if I will see many persons there who have received their own palliative. But it is what it is. Palliatives are not the ways at which a society will be governed. Nigeria at this point is at a situation where we need changes in our system. We need changes that will make the people, the average living condition of Nigerians work. We need a better working business environment.
Yes.
An average Nigerian needs to be able to invest in something and knows that it will flourish and not create investment and there's no cushion for an investor. I, as an investor, can't come into the Nigerian market easily and say I want to make money because I'm thinking about how much I'll pay for light. I'm thinking of how much I'm going to pay on tax. Even if I'm going to go take a loan in the bank to start the investment, I'm going to be paying 26.72% of interest. In what economy? Who are going to be my customers in an economy where it's hard for people to even buy stuff these days?
Right.
So we do not have a working environment that makes it easy for the average Nigerian to thrive. And not until the Nigerian government focuses on that, making sure that people can thrive, people can go back to their farms. Insecurity needs to be curbed completely. People need to go back to their farms. Nigerians need to be able to work hard and work freely and live their life freely. We need to be able to go to the markets and do things that we want to do easily. That is the only way to make the society better. You can share palliatives forever. You can share it forever.
It's
it
not
won't
going to
improve
do
the lives
anything.
of the average Nigerian. And we know the average life of the Nigerian. We want to make our own money. We
Of
want
course.
To, we want to be able
Not
to do things
giving-
for ourselves.
giving.
No, we
We
don't
want to be able to
Don't fish
stand.
for. Don't give us fish.
We want
Teach us
to
how
not
to fish.
fish.
We want to do our stuff. It's what we have always wanted to do. Even when things were not this good, we provided lights for ourselves. We made sure we go to the hospitals for ourselves. We did things for ourselves. How come things are
to
getting
that.
worse and we can't even do those basic things which we were complaining we're doing for ourselves? We can't do them anymore. It is sad.
Okay.
It is really, really sad. Well, it is the final day of July. So tomorrow is going to be another day. Tomorrow will be another day. I will be here. I'll be here. You won't be here, Tolu.
No, I won't. I won't.
Anyways, so I'm going to be seeing your face until another Tuesday, I guess.
Most
So
definitely.
it's a Tuesday for me and you. Well, it is still tomorrow for the fellow citizens. I would love to be here again tomorrow to make sure we share insights of the happenings in Nigeria. For now, it is bye-bye. My name is Uche Okori.
And my name is Oluwatomi Owoborode.
And of course, Toluwase Akinwumi.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.